I own this dryer for about 3 years now. It's a MAYTAG BRAVOS XL, and it is not drying clothes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clean it. In order for me to get to the most known part that goes bad when your dryer is not drying is your heating element. I'm going to use a putty knife, a multimeter to test out the actual heating element, and there are 2 screws on the back side of the front plate of the dryer. You're going to need an 8mm and a 1/4 inch drive for all the other additional bolts if you plan to take it further apart past the actual heating element. Obviously, you're going to need a driver, 1/4 inch extension. So with that being said, first thing you want to do is unplug the actual dryer. You don't want to do any work when it's actually plugged. There are 2 clips in the back side of the front plate right here. As you can see, I'm pushing them with the putty knife themselves. Once they pop open, make sure you maintain your finger, any one of them on there, pop up the other one, and the actual top portion of the actual dryer comes directly up. So you just got to push on those clips until you pop them open. Make sure do not push on the plastic ones because you can break them and you will break them. So you're going to pry on the steel looking ones, and then the entire top comes out there. I like to put the actual dryer next to a wall or something that I can lean up and prop up the actual top of the dryer. I'm going to finagle with it until I got that up. Now I'm going to use the actual 8mm to actually take out the back 2 screws on the faceplate of the dryer. On this one, that screw, it's really easy to over torque it, or if anybody's done any work to it, they can actually strip out the little hole. So I didn't even have to take it out. It just popped out by itself. So I got to get this side and I got to get the other side. Once those are out, that entire faceplate of the dryer comes out. So you can put that off to the side after you take out both of these screws, and you're able to see the element on its own. So also, don't forget to disconnect this actual wire. It is attached to the front faceplate, so if you do take off the front faceplate, you're also going to want to disconnect this. Any small little screwdriver, pick, or any small pry bar will allow you to actually go in between this clip, disconnect the wire from one side to the other side, and you're ready to put this all off to the side. So as soon as you remove this actual front plate, you'll get a better access to the heating element. You don't need to remove the drum or anything like that unless the actual wiring is giving you a hard time. This is that small wire we disconnected earlier. Now we're going to go straight down, and you can see the heating element is right underneath here. No other additional part or piece needs to be disconnected besides those 2 small wires right there. You have a red and white and a solid red wire. Now that you have access to it, all you have to do is disconnect them, get your multimeter, and actually test for continuity. Simple multimeter check. We're going to look for continuity, and I either put it here. I like to put it in continuity, but I like to hear the actual beeps. Obviously, if it's open line, it's not going to beep. Take both of these guys out. Put one on the bottom. The other probe, you definitely need to stick it on the top. A pair of alligator clips would have been really handy because I can definitely clip one and just leave it as is, and then clip the other one. As you can see, the open line stays open, meaning there is a break in the actual wiring. When you have this, your heating element definitely has to get replaced. The washing machine is already not drying any of my clothes, so the heating element needs to get replaced. So after you actually tested the heating element, now instead of actually throwing parts at your dryer, you know exactly what's wrong with it. This is exactly how you would test your actual heating element on a MAYTAG BRAVOS XL. Now that you actually know exactly what's wrong with it, you can go ahead and order the part. I'm going to leave a link below to the Amazon part that I order. Once it gets here, I'm going to remove all the additional components that you see right now, put it all back together, and hopefully this is helpful for anybody that has a dryer that is not drying, because it can be a pain if your clothes are staying all wet and your dryer's not doing its job.